today's video, we'll be checking out 3 new PlayStation 4 free games and DLC. Out of those, we've got a free weekend starting on June 29th. We've got a brand new free-to-play game, and then we've got some free DLC for you guys to keep forever. On top of that, the open-world RPG in Kingdom Come Deliverance has had a major patch, and that's available to download right now. One of the best PlayStation VR titles in Skyrim VR has had a major update as well, and that adds a bunch of new changes. And then there's a new PlayStation Plus sale going on right now that I'll be taking a look at the end of this video. More on that in a little bit. First, let's go over all of the free stuff since I know you guys are interested in that. Starting on June 29th, you will be able to experience Destiny 2 absolutely free. Now, Destiny 2 does have some controversy surrounding it, but playing with a couple friends, you can have a good time with Destiny 2, and this will let you experience the full Destiny 2 campaign and Crucible for free this weekend. If you decide to pick up the game, you will be able to continue on with your adventure from where you left off. The official PlayStation blog has a post up right now, and it says this, quote, "Throughout this trial, you can experience the full Destiny 2 campaign from the invasion of our home to the final battle against Gaul and the Red Legion. You can create your own character and collect weapons and gear you'll need to become more powerful, experience all the improvements and changes to the game since the launch in September, including our Go Fast update, take on your fellow players in the Crucible, or pledge your loyalties to a faction that will send you back to the stars with a whole new set of orders. Best of all, your progress will carry through if you decide to continue your adventures in the full version of the game." There's a Destiny 2 free weekend trailer up right now, so have a look at that if you so desire. Again, I know Destiny 2 is a game that's had its fair share of controversy, and rightfully so. There are many things wrong with the game, from the expansions, the relative incompleteness of the game, I get that, but again, for those of you that have yet to check out the game, you can do so absolutely free starting June 29th at 12:01 Pacific, and that'll run until Monday, July 2nd at 10 a.m. Pacific. The brand new free-to-play game that's releasing today is World of Tanks Mercenaries. There's a big post over at the PlayStation blog about this as well, and World of Tanks surrounds around guns for hire who are fighting for themselves in a world governed by lawlessness. This has risen to a new mercenary nation. In the game, you join the game's 9 existing nations, including the UK, Japan, and France. Vehicles from the new mercenary nation are available to fight in multiplayer battles alongside history's finest war machines. There's also a brand new War Stories campaign that serves as the entry point to the Mercenaries universe, so you can check that out as well. And the game, again, is absolutely free, so have a look at that. And the PlayStation 4 is really amassing a quality lineup of free-to-play games that's very diverse as well. Of course, with free-to-play games, there are microtransactions included, but you can only delve into that if you so desire. And finally, for the free DLC content, our friends over at EA are giving us Battlefield 1 Turning Tides DLC absolutely free, and there's also some Battlefield 4 DLC that you can get for free. Nice to see EA turn a little bit of a new leaf. I know that they're kind of forced into this position after the debacle that was Star Wars Battlefront 2, but hey, you look at Battlefield 5, that game having no paid DLC for extra maps, them giving away a bunch of the Battlefield 1 DLC over time, as well as the Battlefield 4 DLC. It's a nice gesture from EA, and you usually don't expect that from the guys over at EA. So a lot of free stuff to check out. Destiny 2 free weekend starting on June 29th. World of Tanks Mercenaries is free to download right now, and Battlefield 1 Turning Tides DLC, as well as some Battlefield 4 DLC, you can download that for free as well. Moving on from that, Kingdom Come Deliverance has had a pretty significant patch, and there's a post over at the PlayStation 4 subreddit by Warhorse Studios going over it. This new patch includes a hardcore mode, and here's what they stated. Quote, "A new game mode aimed at maximum immersion. Think of it more as a survival type RPG where you will need to pay even more attention to Henry's health, stamina, energy, and nourishment, including his location and whereabouts. The HUD has been significantly altered and simplified. Map navigation and compass have been reworked so that players have to navigate using landmarks. Fast travel is disabled, and overall survival, staying fed and rested, is more difficult. Combat is a lot more realistic and fair to your opponents. There are harsher penalties for using damaged items, so taking regular care of your equipment is a must. And because public health in 1403 is not at its best, your existence will be more troublesome due to the addition of certain permanent ailments that can optionally further scale the level of difficulty as you see fit. Hardcore mode targets repeat players seeking new challenges, but also new players who would like a more realistic experience. There's another new feature that has added a disable tutorial setting in the game options and a bunch of fixed bugs that I won't be going over in depth, but great to see that Warhorse is keeping this game updated, as it did have quite a rocky launch, but it looks like the experience is getting better and better.
You spend all your days drinking and chasing wenches. What kind of fool are you, boy?
You have courage, but you need training, arms, a horse.
Please, take me into your service and give me the chance to learn these things.
Put it all behind you.
I never want to forget this. The time has come for those whoresons to pay for what they did to us.
Move. Move, sir.
Speaking of experiences getting better and better, PlayStation VR has had its experiences get better and better, and one of the best has been the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim VR. Skyrim in VR was a pretty natural fit. Being able to play a fully open world RPG on the PlayStation VR was very nice. It was a little rough around the edges, but for the most part it was a really good experience as far as VR games go. And there's a brand new update to Skyrim VR that even adds improved graphics, namely for the PlayStation 4 Pro. Here are the full list of patch notes for the new Skyrim VR patch. Added a new main menu experience, globally improved visual fidelity, particularly on the PlayStation 4 Pro, increased the maximum value for the height offset slider, various bug fixes, changes when using the PS Move controllers in direct movement, changed the secondary X button to move the player backwards, added a new option enabled by default to show hands when sheathed, unsheathed has been moved to hold secondary circle, adjusted angle for spell targeting to be more comfortable, the existing swimming has been moved to a new option for realistic swimming, swimming by default now uses direct movement style controls, added option for HMD relative direct movement instead of controller relative direct movement, added a new option for realistic bow aiming which uses both PlayStation Move controllers to aim, and you can now point at the map markers and get information on them in local map mode. Again, if you have PlayStation VR or if you're looking to pick up PlayStation VR, the Skyrim bundle is a great pickup, and if you've yet to play Skyrim VR and you already own the platform, well, this is a game that if you want to delve into the world of Skyrim again, doing so in VR definitely adds another layer to it. And finally, yet another PlayStation 4 sale has launched the PlayStation Plus Special Sale. This is quite a small sale, but there are a few diamond in the roughs that you should be having your eyes on. Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered is 40% off, down to $17.99. Now, I was a big fan of Assassin's Creed Rogue, but I must say, this remaster does leave a little bit to be desired. I mean, it was a PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 title, and you'd hope it'd be running at 60 frames per second, but unfortunately, that is not the case. Still a very good game. Assassin's Creed Syndicate Gold Edition is 70% off, down to $29.99. Would like to see that game be a little bit cheaper, but I had a lot of fun with Assassin's Creed Syndicate as well. Battlefield 4 Premium Edition is $11.99. Battlefield Hardline Ultimate Edition is $11.99. Not too bad on those. Dragon's Crown Pro is 30% off. That's a very recent release, so not a significant discount. It's down to $34.99. That's probably around the price I would have liked it to see be released at, but still, Dragon's Crown is a really good game by Vanillaware, and they actually did a really good job with this remaster, so I would highly recommend you to check that out if you are a fan of Odin Sphere, if you played Muramasa the Demon Blade and dug that, or you just want a quality 2D action RPG, give Dragon's Crown Pro a look. Grand Kingdom is 70% off to $11.99. That's a pretty good strategy RPG. Was a PlayStation Plus title in the past. Metal Slug XX is $15.99, only 20% off, but still a quality game. Just would have liked a steeper discount on that. Speaking of steep, what a transition that was. Steep is 50% off for $14.99. That's a pretty good deal on that. Street Fighter V is 50% off for $9.99. The Arcade Edition is 40% off for $23.99. And Tom Clancy's The Division is 70% off for $14.99. A couple of other pretty good deals in there as well, so give it a look for yourself. Definitely not among the PlayStation Store's biggest sales, but still a couple of good finds nonetheless. That is going to conclude this one. Make sure to check out all of those free game offerings. Destiny 2 free weekend starting on June 29th. World of Tanks Mercenaries, a brand new free-to-play game, has released today. BF1 and BF4 have some free DLCs that you can download right now. Kingdom Come Deliverance has gotten a significant patch, adding hardcore mode and a bunch of fixes, as has Skyrim VR. That's gotten a big update, adding a new main menu experience, globally improved visual fidelity, and a lot of other fixes. And as I mentioned, PlayStation Store is running a pretty good PS Plus special sales. Of course, as all of these special sales, you do have to be a PlayStation Plus subscriber to take advantage of it. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.